So Ubisoft invited me up to play Assassin's Creed Origins, and this is going to be my experiences with the game and why I think it's a step in the right direction for the Assassin's Creed franchise. But before I get started, I just want to say that all the gameplay that you're going to be seeing in this video is from the Xbox One X version of the game, and it's running at 4K, but it's also the alpha version of the game. Keep in mind, Assassin's Creed Origins, what you're seeing right here, this is alpha. It is still a work in progress. These guys are developing on this thing every single day. Anyway, with all that stuff out of the way, I want to talk about the number one reason why I'm excited, and why anybody would be excited about Assassin's Creed Origins. And that reason is change and evolution, and the risk that comes with evolving mechanics in such a way that changes and evolves the core experience of the franchise. Now, the creative director of Black Flag, Ashraf Ismail, is the director of Assassin's Creed Origins. And the direction that he's taking the series in my opinion, is a very welcome change. I'm really excited that he's the director of Origins. Now, speaking of change, I noticed that a lot of the mechanics in Assassin's Creed Origins felt very fresh, especially the combat mechanics and the combat gameplay. Much like a fighting game, when you press the button for a light attack or a heavy attack, it executes the attack with the same timing every time to make fights more about skill than, say, the old system, where attacks were more random animations depending on the distance from your target. This also means that you're going to need to read whatever your opponent's doing and adapt accordingly in each combat scenario. Now, the combat in Origins favors a fighting system that's more of an offense and defense, with dodging, skill, and timing instead of the old system of canned fluid animations. Something I wasn't expecting is that combat is now based on hitboxes. There is no canned animation that slides you over to your opponent, automatically linking your attack directly to them. Instead, you need to close the distance manually, appropriate to the reach of your weapon before striking. And enemies don't simply wait to attack you in some sort of a weird one-on-one system. No. They're gonna bum rush Bayek, and they're gonna try to kill him through whatever means necessary, so you're gonna need to learn how to defend from all angles and adapt to the battle during the battle. Bottom line, you can't just hack your way to victory in Origins. You gotta have good combat planning, and you gotta be able to read the enemy's movements and attacks so you can plan how to engage. That is the key to victory. Standard combat isn't just the easy way out of a tight spot anymore. The new fighting system feels like it really has a learning curve. The AI is more aggressive, and in the limited time that I had with Ubisoft to play Origins, only near the end of my session did I actually find myself getting used to the new system because I was just so set in my ways. But I think the new depth of the new skill ceiling in the combat system is going to make the gameplay of combat more engaging for me personally. But of course, that's just one side of the combat system. You are an assassin, this is Assassin's Creed. If you can avoid standard combat, by all means, you're encouraged to do so. Stealth is definitely a part of the game. You can take out enemies stealthily whenever possible. The big abilities skill tree actually supports adapting Bayek to you and your playstyle, and there's a bunch of clever ways to use the abilities that you unlock as well. One of the developers talked about how you can use poison to poison bodies, and in turn, poison guards that check the bodies. And you can even place a poisoned body on the back of a horse and then spook the horse into running into a crowd of hostiles. I didn't get a chance to do that myself, unfortunately, but I'm sure it would have been quite a spectacle. They're really embracing the action RPG elements. You got stuff like level and progression based challenges and areas, tons and tons of different types of loot and weapons, and they've all got different characteristics and rarities. And the different types of weapons aren't just different flavors for your personality, they actually matter. They have different variables, like how far your weapon will reach, how much damage it'll deal, how fast you can attack with it. Sometimes you'll find a really rare weapon that comes with some special traits that give you an extra little something in battle. Sometimes that little something is very unique. I like the methods available at traversing the map, horsing around on horseback. It's fun. Horseback combat's also pretty fun. And of course, another very effective means of moving throughout the land is by boat. There are a couple different types of naval vessels for that. Without going into spoilers, something that's pretty cool is the fact that Bayek, he's a really well-respected individual. If some of the NPCs see you just out floating around, they'll actually, they'll go over to help you out. They'll sail up to you. They'll let you borrow their boats. They're very nice people. The return of naval combat's pretty exciting too. Plus, you now can dive anywhere and do combat underwater and explore underwater. Parkour and climbing also feel really fluid in the new parkour system, which is, it's It just works. There's not a lot I can say about parkour because, I mean, it's Assassin's Creed, you guys know about that already. But what I'm most excited for is definitely the story, world, and its setting. The amount of characters in the world was actually really impressive to me. It went a long way to making everything feel more alive and immersive. This era of world and setting, it's something that's so rare to see in gaming, which is a shame because it's so fascinating. I'm really excited to just go out and explore the land. You get to uncover the mysteries of ancient Egypt. You can go tomb raiding. You can actually raid tombs and explore pyramids. Discover mummies and gods and secrets of the pharaohs. For me, this is definitely the most intriguing setting since Black Flag. The landscapes are gorgeous. They feel like the lush, ancient land that it is. The water effects are some of the best that I have seen. The lighting through the translucent water, it was beautiful. It was gorgeous. This should be a really fun map to explore on horse or boat. And the fact that you can dive anywhere in the lakes and rivers in hopes of finding treasure or shipwrecks, it really adds to all that. But you should probably take care where you explore, lest you find a hippo, crocodile, or something else. But whatever that might be. What they truly nailed though with the world building, in my opinion, the authenticity and believability of accents. Instead of slapping an exotic British accent on everybody and calling it a day.
Ever since Hotefres got a hold of that ledger, Fayum has been on edge. Soldiers with torches patrol every night, and this alms kitchen was practically razed to the ground.
They actually went the extra mile. Something else that was huge for me was the believability of NPCs going about their daily lives and routines. A world that exists and persists without you is something that I felt when I was playing. I would see markets filled with people fishing boats, docks, servants carrying palanquins, and with a royal passenger in them between settlements. And apparently the day-to-night cycle also affects habits for various tribes of bandits found throughout the land. Welcome back, day-night cycle. It's good to have you aboard. Overall, I felt a big shift in focus from by-the-numbers collectibles and stuff like that littering the map towards expanding content like meaningful side quests and a bunch of engaging reasons to explore and discover different locations and loot throughout the map. Additionally, the UI is more subdued and the minimap is gone, which I'm a big fan of. I can understand why some people may not be a big fan of the minimap being gone, but personally, the less clutter, the better, besides the fact that I enjoy using natural and man-made landmarks throughout the land for navigation instead of a mini-map, since I'm such a big fan of immersion. It may seem like a minor thing, you know, having the user interface of a game being a little different, but the way it's been streamlined feels like a step in the right direction, along with almost all the other changes that they've made in Assassin's Creed Origins. And again, all the gameplay that you've been seeing inside of this video has been from the alpha, and they're just going to be doing their best to continue improving it and making it better, but I'm a big fan of what they've done to reinvigorate the franchise and breathe some new life into it. I'm glad that they took a year off to do all this, because it's really showing. I was really intrigued to see what they had built in that year off from Assassin's Creed, but I like what I've seen and I like what I've played. If you want to learn more about Assassin's Creed Origins, I got a link in the description and in the end cards for you to check out. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like or subscribe for more videos like this. I do a lot of gaming stuff and we have fun. Regardless, thanks again to Ubisoft for inviting me out to check out Assassin's Creed Origins, and until next time, game massively and take care.